Welcome back. Wisconsin Republicans pushing a number of election-related bills ahead of the 2024 elections, some bipartisan, some not, and others pursuing even more.
Some continued fallout from the 2020 elections, targeting numerous bills surrounding absentee ballots, closing polling locations, and voters who are indefinitely confined. The governor taking action on some within the past few days. Let's bring in Representative Scott Krug, chairman of the Assembly Elections Committee. Representative, like always, good to see you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the opportunity.
I want to start with something the governor just told us, that he would veto the new proposed bill that would abolish the Wisconsin Elections Commission, give authority to the Secretary of State. Curious if you're still planning to hold a hearing on that.
Yeah, I think it's an important bill enough to have a hearing to figure out what might, be viable in that bill, what might not. I mean, there's still a lot of ideas out there that we're going to hear this session that probably won't become law. But it's our job as committee members to vet these ideas and figure out what might work and what might not into the future.
Do you like this idea of getting rid of the Elections Commission?
I don't know if I like the idea per se. I think there's some merit to doing what 33 other states are doing and have an elected individual at the top of our elections administration. I think there's some merit to that. I don't know if this is the bill that's going to get us there, but it's at least a good starting point.
Is this hearing going to happen before the end of the year?
I doubt it's going to happen this year yet. I think we're aiming more towards a January hearing, knowing that session's wrapping up February, March. But I think we're probably aiming towards January at this point.
And so this past week, the governor vetoed a number of election bills, including one that would have restricted who can call themselves indefinitely confined. What do you think are the biggest election bills that passed this past year that the governor has signed or will likely sign coming up?
Well, I think the biggest one absolutely has been my highest priority has been the Monday processing bill to make sure that people understand when they go to bed on election night that we've got a really clear idea on who the winners and losers are going to be instead of what we've seen in past election cycles where people go to bed with one winner in mind and wake up and the next guy won. So I think it just helps us get rid of some of the narrative out there. If we can get these ballots counted a little quicker than we are in the state of Wisconsin, 40 some other states do what we're looking to do in the Monday process bill. So I think that's the absolute most important one that's waiting for action in the Senate that the governor said he'd already signed.
Are there any new bills that you plan to push through in the first part of the year?
Absolutely. I think the next most important one I would point out is the AI bill. We see a lot of advancement in artificial intelligence, and we want to make sure that what you see is what you get when it comes to advertising and political campaigns. So we're really going to push to get this AI bill through the legislature onto the governor's desk early next year also.
There's also talk of impeachment among some Republican lawmakers, not in your committee necessarily, but your wheelhouse with elections. Do you support this move by some to impeach Megan Wolf, the head of the Wisconsin Elections Commission?
Yeah, we've decided as a committee that this is above our pay grade. We're going to focus on issues that we can deal with and things that we can have good conversations about bipartisanly. Seeing that there's not going to be bipartisan agreement on this, I'd rather move on, find out ways to reform or to audit post-election. So that's another one of the bills we're going to talk about in January is a post-election audit of WEC each time we go through our system. So I'm not on the impeachment train right now.
Do you think that's going to get to the floor? Is there enough support among the caucus at this point?
Now, I think if there was enough support, I think it would already happened. I don't think there is.
You're ending your first year as chair of the Elections Committee after several contentious years here in Wisconsin. What do you see moving forward into 2024 as your role as chairman of the committee?
Conversation, right? I mean, that's what we've really excelled at this last year is talking about the hardest issues that are facing the state of Wisconsin when it comes to not only elections, but overall congeniality, collegiality. So I think that's our biggest role right now in this committee is to lead this new way forward where we can talk about issues and not end up hating each other at the end of the day. We've seen a lot of things get done bipartisanly that I don't think would have gotten done in past sessions. And I look forward to continuing that in the next year and beyond.
If come a year from now, December 2024, things are contentious, let's say former President Donald Trump calls on state lawmakers to take some action, whether it be certification or trying to overturn some results, how are you preparing to respond?
Yeah, we're going to follow the laws that are in place at the time of the election. And that's what we told the clerks from the beginning of this cycle moving forward, is that once we have these rules in place, the rules are going to be followed. They're going to have to be interpreted by the courts if there's lawsuits, of course, but we are not going to step outside the bounds of the election law that's in place at the time of the election.
A busy year ahead. Representative Scott Krug, chair of the Assembly Elections Committee. Representative, like always, thank you for your time.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Anytime.
Up next, Wisconsin's abortion fight closer to the state Supreme Court and contention on the state's high court. Former Justice Janine Geske bringing us inside next.